Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to today's episode of the Daily Packers Post, where we bring you in-depth videos of your Green Bay Packers. We have new episodes dropping every day, Monday through Friday, so hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode, and visit our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth articles on the Packers. Well, today we have to discuss the Packers' 41-24 loss to the Ravens on Saturday night. We'll have our 10 things we learned, our quick takeaways. The loss drops the Packers to 9-6-1 on the season. The Ravens are now 8-8. So here are the 10 things we learned from this frustrating loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Number one, the Packers could not stop Derrick Henry. The numbers speak for themselves. 36 carries, 216 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Green Bay just had no answer for Henry in any way, shape, or form. You could count the number of times they stopped Henry on the fingers of one hand. He had more than 100 yards in the first half, 106 yards on 21 carries before halftime, and he scored 3 touchdowns. Keep this in mind. Henry's long run in the first half, his longest carry was 12 yards, which tells you how often he was gaining positive yardage on almost all of his carries. And what he also did was put the Ravens in second and short, third and short all game long. And when you've got a backup quarterback in the game, even one as good as Tyler Huntley was, you want to keep yourself ahead of the sticks, and Henry certainly did that. The Baltimore offensive line just dominated the line of scrimmage. The Packers' front seven pushed back off the line at the snap of the ball. And the frustrating thing is, Green Bay knew Baltimore would be trying to run the ball down their throats, and they still couldn't stop it. It was like death by 1,000 cuts. Number two, Malik Willis stepped up. Jordan Love did not dress for this game, out with a concussion. Willis making his first start of the season, his third start for the Packers, and he played exceptionally well, both throwing the ball and running it. Completed 18 of 21 passes for 288 yards and a touchdown. That gave him a quarterback rating of 134.6. He was accurate. He showed a strong arm, threw well both short and long, and then on the ground, 60 yards gained on 9 carries and 2 rushing touchdowns. The Packers lost badly, but Willis was the only reason it was as close as it was, and he has now established himself as one of the league's top backup quarterbacks. Number 3, Green Bay could not run the ball except for when Malik Willis was carrying. Willis averaged 6.7 yards per carry, but the rest of the Packers runners, the running backs, did next to nothing. Josh Jacobs carried 4 times for 3 yards. His long gain of the game, 1 yard. He was stopped cold on a 4th and 1 play in the first half and never really looked like his usual self. Was it due to the lingering knee injury? Was he ill? Was there some other factor? We don't know at this point. But clearly Josh Jacobs did not have it, and the Packers barely tried to run the ball with their running backs all game long. Backup Emmanuel Wilson had 3 carries for 16 yards, but that all came in garbage time after the game was already decided. Green Bay's running backs had 7 carries for 19 yards. When you have 19 yards rushing from your running backs, and your opponent's top running back goes over 200 yards, you're not winning the football game. Number 4, the Packers, well, they recorded their first sack in 4 games. Yeah, been a long time since the win over the Bears. And this is kind of silly because Quay Walker officially credited with a sack in the first half when he stopped Tyler Huntley for no gain. It was at the line of scrimmage. Green Bay credited with just 4 quarterback hits. And realistically, anytime the pass rush got near Huntley, he was easily able to escape and scramble for key yards. He gained 60 yards on 8 carries. Kind of surprised Jeff Hafley did not use a spy on Huntley, and he was able to really burned the Packers with his legs. And it also didn't make sense that they played a lot of man coverage. So no spy and man coverage. That means nobody is facing the quarterback, and he was able to run. No doubt the Packers are missing Micah Parsons in a big way, and Jeff Hafley is going to have to continue to find ways to create more pressure if the Packers are going to have any chance next week or in the postseason. Number 5, you have to feel bad for Clayton Tune. The Packers elevated Tune, their third quarterback, from the practice squad when they knew Love was going to be inactive. Tune spent all year on the practice squad, and according to Matt LaFleur, he'd been a good teammate, worked hard, learned the playbook, finally gets his chance in the fourth quarter when Malik Willis aggravated his injured shoulder. And his first pass, well, it was pretty good, but Bo Melton deflected the ball. It was intercepted. Tune finished just 1 of 4 for 8 yards and the pick, which wasn't really his fault. We'll see whether or not Tune plays more next week, depending on how Matt LaFleur decides to handle his quarterbacks. Number 6, time of possession in this game was extremely one-sided. In the first half, first 30 minutes, Baltimore held the ball for almost 24 minutes, 23-46. Green Bay possessed the ball for just 6 minutes and 14 seconds. For the game, 40 minutes and 16 seconds for the Ravens, 19 minutes and 44 seconds for the Packers. And look, in the second half, the Packers had several opportunities to stop the Ravens on third down, and they couldn't get it done. Why? They were gassed. For the game, Baltimore 10 of 14 on third down. They punted once all game. Not including the kneel down at the end, the Ravens had 8 drives. They scored 5 touchdowns and 2 field goals. Again, not going to get it done. Number 7, Malik Willis aggravated his injured shoulder. Now remember, he suffered that shoulder injury on the final play of regulation against the Bears. Well, he aggravated that injury in the fourth quarter, went to the locker room. He did return to the sideline, but did not re-enter the game because by that point it was out of reach. Here, well, what is Matt LaFleur going to do at quarterback? You want to make sure Jordan Love and Malik Willis are healthy for the playoffs. How will he handle things in a meaningless game Sunday against the Vikings? Number 8, a bad snap was very costly. It happened in the second quarter. Green Bay down 17-7. They have the ball. 2nd and 3 at their own 34. Willis lined up in the shotgun, trying to call an audible, and Sean Ryan mistakes the audible call for the snap count, snaps the ball when Willis wasn't ready. It hits him in the face mask, bounces away. The Ravens recover. That leads to a field goal, puts Baltimore up 20-7. Here is a backup center misreading the cadence of a backup quarterback, and it was costly. Yeah, Green Bay managed to pull to within 1 score in the third quarter, but the Ravens never relinquished this lead, and that was a cushion that just never went away. Number 9, Christian Watson had a strong game. He seems to be back to full health, or as close to it as NFL players are this late in the season. 5 catches on 6 targets for 113 yards and a touchdown. That's a 22.6-yard average per catch. And the thing I love, Watson, a more complete receiver now. Yeah, he could still go deep. That's one of his strong points. But he was running some out routes and some shorter patterns and just seems to be becoming a more complete wide out. And he is clearly now the team's number 1 receiver. And number 10, some tough decisions lie ahead. Packers have lost 3 straight. This was by far their worst defensive performance all year. They had no answer for the Ravens running game and just looked overwhelmed. Now we know Green Bay is the 7th seed in the NFC playoffs. And next week's game in Minnesota means nothing for playoff seeding. And we know you've got a lot of injured guys. I mean, Dontavian Wicks left the game early for a concussion. Zane Anderson left early. We know about Josh Jacobs. We know about Malik Willis. We know about Jordan Love. Will Matt LaFleur sit some of his starters to try to make sure they're all healthy for the playoffs? Or is he going to go all out to try to make sure they win and don't enter the postseason on a 4-game losing streak? They've got to find a way to play better than they did against the Ravens. Otherwise, their playoff stay will be very short. Some tough choices ahead for Matt LaFleur. Visit our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth articles on the Packers. Here on YouTube, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss one of our episodes. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching. And, of course, go Pack Go.